For decades, the ultimate insurance policy in global geopolitics belonged to a strictly defined VIP room. The United States, Russia, China, France, and the United Kingdom held a monopoly on the highest tier of nuclear deterrence. In this arena, nations don't casually participate. They demand an absolute, overwhelming advantage. There is a relentless global obsession to win the arms race by holding a weapon so destructive no rival would ever dare to strike first. Then came the night when India's Defense Research and Development Organization executed an unannounced midnight launch. A massive pillar of fire lit up the sky off the coast of Odisha, carrying a newly developed system designated simply as the Advanced Agni. This specific test proved that India possessed a highly specialized MIRV capability. Instantly, the map of global power shifted, firmly locking India in as the sixth member of the most exclusive nuclear club on Earth. To understand why India built this, look at how defense technology has advanced. Modern air defense grids, like the Russian S-400 system, deploy overlapping radars and interceptor missiles that can confidently track and destroy a traditional single-warhead ballistic missile. When your adversaries purchase these elite defense shields, your standard nuclear deterrent suddenly becomes vulnerable to interception. A rising superpower requires a delivery method that mathematically guarantees a strike, neutralizing any shield the enemy tries to raise. This exact vulnerability is what authorized India's top-secret development program. They needed a weapon designed specifically to overwhelm modern air defenses, leading directly to the execution of Mission Divyastra. The core of this mission is mastering the MIRV, a multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. To see how it works, we have to follow an intercontinental ballistic missile as it launches and exits the Earth's atmosphere into the vacuum of space. Once in orbit, the outer shell, or payload fairing, breaks apart. Instead of carrying one massive bomb, the center of the missile, known as the bus, houses multiple distinct nuclear warheads. This is where the engineering reaches its peak. The bus maneuvers through space, releasing these individual warheads one by one. Each vehicle is pre-programmed to strike a completely separate geographical target as it re-enters the atmosphere. Instead of tracking one predictable threat, an enemy radar suddenly faces a devastating multi-vector swarm attack descending from space simultaneously. Against a swarm like this, even top-tier defense networks face a severe processing bottleneck. A radar system only has a certain amount of computing power and a limited inventory of interceptor missiles. It simply cannot calculate and engage every individual incoming threat at once. The stakes here offer zero margin for error. A defending nation could successfully shoot down 99% of the swarm, but if a single nuclear warhead slips through the grid, it will still vaporize an entire city. By overwhelming interceptors with pure volume and speed, this technology shatters modern defense umbrellas, completely stripping rival nations of their safety nets. Naturally, regional rivals have tried to project this same level of power. Pakistan has repeatedly asserted that its Ababil missile system also carries MIRV capabilities to counter India's defenses. However, the international community treats these claims with severe skepticism. The Ababil has a strictly limited range of roughly 2,000 kilometers. There is zero visual proof of the payload separation in orbit, and there is a total lack of verified deployment data from independent sources. Contrast that shadow play with India's approach. The Indian government releases visual evidence of its tests and backs its technical milestones with hard data tracked globally by outside observers. In the highest tier of the global arms race, phantom press releases do not secure a nation. Total deterrence requires undeniable public proof that your technology actually works. Western intelligence agencies closely monitored the Advanced Agni test, and their consensus points to a glaring discrepancy. They firmly believe the publicly stated range provided by the Indian government is vastly understated. Looking at the size and thrust profile of the missile, analysts estimate its true capability reaches a staggering 8,000 kilometers. This puts major strategic targets across Europe, Asia, and parts of the Pacific well within striking distance. The code name chosen for this test, Mission Divyastra, reflects the gravity of this reach. In the ancient texts of the Mahabharata, a Divyastra is a weapon of absolute destruction, summoned by legendary warriors only at the most critical stage of a war to secure total victory. India has taken a concept of mythological power and engineered it into a verified, modern strategic reality, sitting in a silo. And development hasn't stopped. Defense analysts are already anticipating the testing of the Agni 6, a next-generation platform expected to feature an operational range capable of targeting almost the entire planet. This rapid advancement is happening against the backdrop of an increasingly unstable global environment, where active conflicts are forcing nations to strictly reassess their own vulnerabilities. With a verified MIRV capability, the strategic calculus is settled. Through the success of Mission Divyastra, India is no longer waiting for an invitation to the superpower table.